Okay, so again, welcome everyone. There is one topic, which comes time and again um, individually. So it's not about how a person feels, and there is no right or wrong, which way we do or we don't do. But one thing which we comes is, of course, if we are in human form, we are working on our consciousness. The soul is moving towards whether we call nirvana, mukti, whether we just say the progress of the soul. Just like in a school, college, university, whatever we do, studies or at work, we want progress. You want to move on in your whether business or work, whether it is your personal thing, your personal educational, personal spiritual, any goal you want progress. So the question comes, okay, what can we do for our consciousness? Consciousness, first of all, itself is sometimes not clear to many of us. And then once it is clear, then what can we do becomes another topic. So the discussion or the point that comes to some of us, if not many or all, is that, okay, then how we can, move towards that direction. Everybody can pick whatever works for them, whatever is close to their heart. But at one point or the other, the question does come in front of us that which is the right way, which is a better way, what should I do, what should I follow? And that's why it's important to know that is it really a question of right or wrong, good or bad, better or this, or is it a question of my personal energy? And whenever we talk of consciousness, we are talking of energy. Whenever we are talking about any sadhana, doesn't matter. You do yoga, you do pranayam, you do meditation, any form of shape. The first thing which is always central to all this thing is energy. So my energy is my energy. It is unique. Hence, I should not copy paste from someone else. But I should be aware so that I can pick the right thing. We all are engaged in so many things, but are we really aware how it works? For example, uh, I do Anapanasati, I do inner engineering, I have done Shunya, right? And you keep listening, keep meeting people. People do chanting, people do, just japa, all those kind of things. Some people say, hey, I'm into just music. Music is my sadhana. Some people say dance is my sadhana. What does it really means? Does it mean that someone who's doing meditation is at the highest level? Someone who's doing music is at the highest level? Or is there such thing as higher, lower? So that's what the topic we will be focusing on today. And anything and everything is basically energy. Now, this, if we go by the text, right, this is as explained by Shiva to Parvati, that there are 112 methods of raising consciousness. That means you can uplift your energy, you can bring up your frequency, which is again same as energy, and you can raise your consciousness. You can improve the frequency at which you vibrate by one of the many options. And these 112 methods, as described, are all taking you in the same direction. So it's not a question of what is good or bad, better or more powerful. Pick any whichever works for you. Now, what does that mean? So there are different categories which they fall into. And it's not like if I'm doing one, say Anapanasati, which we all talk about frequently in our sessions, is the only way or is the best way, or it only works in one category. No. So the major category, what you see here is first is the breath base. We keep talking about breath meditation. Breath is your prana. So there are, you can say, 24 different ways you can raise your consciousness. You can pick any one of them and it will take you in the same direction. Body and energy comes as a second, and it doesn't mean that, okay, top means this is the highest, capability wise or impact wise, effect wise. No, just take it as the original text. So the second category is body and energy, you know, and you can work on the body, you can work on your energy with respect to the body. A lot of asanas, and we will talk about little detail of each one of them. But as a category, it's more focused on the body and hence your energy. The first one was mainly through breath. This one is body and energy, and then comes sounds and mantras. And this is where, the chanting and all those things comes into place, where people say, okay, this is the mantra, my mantra, and I just chant this, or many different ways you can do the chanting. Then come mind and awareness. And of course, there are overlaps, right? When you do any one particular thing, it may overlap in more than one category. So when we talk about mind and awareness, and we talk about anapanasati, you can immediately see the connection that yes, it may belongs to breath meditation. It is all about breath. Mind and awareness, yes, it is, touching there. But these are individual steps. Then comes emotions and devotion. Devotion, you may have seen a lot of religious people, they will say, oh, I'm devoted to this deity. And sometimes you feel, well, devotion means what, right? So this is where it connects. This is where it brings. Then sensory expansion. Sensory expansion is again, yes, you are coming to your body, but again, it is beyond the body and again getting into your energy. And then shock or direct method. So there are some direct method that you can follow and you can do this. So the numbers, what you see is how many different variety exist. So if it is 24, that's why it goes 1 to 24. Then 25 to 48, 49, and so on and so forth. So you see that there are a lot of mechanisms, not just one. Of course, total you have 112, and there are about 10, 15, 20. Every section have different number. It's not like they are fixed. But the top two, you see, they are pretty much like, 24, 24 each. That's 48, roughly. And if you really see that we keep talking about breath, we keep talking about body and energy. And of course, you keep going down and you will see certain variations. Now, what does that mean for us? What it means for us is, how do you know which one is perfect for you? How do you know that, yes, this is really resonate with me? And that's where it comes down to. You don't have to copy paste. Okay. You don't have to say that, okay, this is it. Otherwise, it doesn't work for me. Or, you know, this is it. Otherwise, there is nothing else. So important thing here is that understand yourself. Now, when we talk about the breath meditation or breath based, these are two different things. So breath meditation is one, but when we say breath based, those 24 items, they go through different levels. But the common theme there is you are observing your breath. So what is happening under these very subtle variations that is coming? So I'll just give you some example. Breath means inhale and exhale. Nothing technical about it. That's what the breathing is all about. You are inhaling, you are exhaling. If we go one step deeper, then we all know that yes, we have known this also in pranayama, that we say not only we are inhaling and exhaling, there is a gap. Some people also known that factor as kumbhaka. So you inhale and then there is a pause. Exhale, there is a pause, right? It's like pendulum. It goes to the one end and then it goes back, left, right, left, right. But when it is one extreme, there is a pause. For some, it could be micro millisecond, or some, it could be a second or more. So that becomes a huge thing when it comes to breath based. That gap, we are not trying to create forcefully. We are just trying to observe. So when we say breath, yes, you observe the breath is one. You feel the movement, one thing. You feel the pause, another thing. You just feel that breath turns, right? So not so much on the pause. That is another thing. You just follow the breath from nostril to your heart, another way. Can I rest in the gap? That is one way. Which gap? After exhale or after inhale? When I'm breathing, am I observing or am I kind of working on that? Okay, my breathing is from my nostril, or my breathing is from the entire body. Now, this is key point because sometimes people say, feel it. You feel that breathing is from particular organ, wherever. Sometimes we say, okay, wherever you have some issue, you can feel as if that's where you are breathing from. Again, it's not a question of right, wrong, it's a question of understanding. So first, when we do, we should start from nostril. That's what we say, anapanasati. Only when we are comfortable, we stabilize with nostril, then we can go to different organs. So these are some of the, the details or some of the differences, what brings you from 1 to 24 different options within this breath work. Language wise, you will see as if, one practice has everything. But it's actually different tools. Just observing your breath over the period of time becoming slower and slower is one option out of these 24. You may feel, well, in Anapanasati also I'm doing this, or in this also I'm doing this. Because sometimes you hear from people or you read that in meditation this will happen, that will happen. And sometimes the impacts or the results you are expecting goes across various these different topics or different ways of achieving. And we think that, okay, I'm doing this and it will have all the above. No, these are all, different ways, these 24 ways. If you want to improve your sadhana, your meditation, it's better to keep them separate. Understand it and then go one by one. Why? Because when we go one by one, it really helps you in separating those. Otherwise, we have a risk of making it all in one and we cannot differentiate. For example, when we say body and energy, right, when we are talking about the next 24, which we saw 25 to 48, what does that mean? Body and energy is taking you more towards the body, means you are feeling the vibration. You can, one way is to sense the, the energy rising in the spine. One way is you are just focusing in between the eyebrows. Now, sometime you may have heard about, heart meditation, brain and heart coherence, and all those things. But one of the item is just your meditate on the heart center. One is just lie still and feel the body dissolve. So all these things are actually individual practice that you can do. But if we are not aware, what ends up happening is we think these are all just one item. If we can separate, if we can take them one at a time, we can focus. And it again, it does not mean you need to work on all of the above. Pick whatever works for you. But when you pick, at least if you're aware of these individuals, one, it will be easier for someone to say, okay, these are the variations. What happens is when you are experiencing stillness and you can feel the inside movement, when you can sense energy in different parts of the body, like in meditation, sometimes you have sensation, sometimes you have pain, sometimes you have different people may have different sensation or different reaction in the sense when you meditate your experience may be different. What does that mean? So should I focus on that experience? Should I continue on my breath? Should I? Sometimes we just mind wander. And don't worry about the individual numbers. This I will share in the group, which is just the list. But once you go, important thing is to understand the subtle difference. And once you understand that, okay, experiencing sensation is one, experiencing this thing is another, or just focusing on the gap, focusing on the breath, focusing on the inner life, focusing on inner feeling, these are slightly different individual items. Then you say, okay, I can pick any. So sometime in meditation, people say, oh, this doesn't work for me, but that works. And one may feel that, okay, if I'm not able to do this, I'm not doing anything, and people give up. But when you will go through this list, you will say, wow, this item itself is also a way of doing. So I should not worry that if I cannot do what I heard, that means I cannot do anything. This will give you the confidence and the comfort that, yes, whatever is working for you, is it one of the ways? If yes, fine, go ahead. Don't worry about it. Because most of the people give up thinking that it is not working for you, thinking that I'm doing for so many years, nothing is happening. Because their reference, their guideline, their criteria of measuring success or failure could be misleading. They may be getting benefit, but they may be referring to something which was told, and they totally miss that what they are able to do is also one of the equivalent method. And this becomes the key. Now, come to sound and mantra. Many people you will see they do chanting, they do, just shloka based or otherwise music, sound. So here the important thing is, one thing is, can you listen to the inner subtle sound? Or focus on the fading of any sound. Can you hear the silence after the sound ends? Can, if you say, no, I can only do, chanting. Okay, can you chant and merge into the vibration? Listen deeply to distant sounds. Now, all these things, again, so critical to know. Why? Sitting and getting disturbed is one of the easiest thing that I'm sure either at the beginning or even otherwise people experience that, oh, I'm sitting in meditation, there is a lot of noise around me, either at your home or wherever you are. But imagine one of the ways, can you really follow the sound into silence, right? Can you hear the sound, which coming from distance, doesn't matter where you are, there is a lot of sound, vibration, noise. even if it is coming from distant, like different room, someone is talking. So you can work whatever. Can I feel the silence after the sound, or can I listen deeply to the distant sound? Can I follow sound into silence? Like when you do guided meditation, sometimes you may have experienced that one guided meditation works better for you. Sometimes, even if it is a music, instrumental music, it distracts you. But certain other type of music works with you. So whatever works, it that frequency is matching with your frequency. So don't worry if something is working for 100 people, not working for you. Whatever is working for you, go with that. Yes, initially you may be getting distracted by the sound, but within that sound, you will find something that is working. After a while, and that's my experience, that initially, yes, sound usually distract, but slowly and slowly, you come to a point where you can meditate with anything around you. People talking, any kind of music, no problem. But in between, you will see your progress. That yes, in spite of having sounds around you, I can meditate. You will be able to either listen, or you will chant and getting into vibration. You can feel it. Some people do just humming, like om or any particular thing. That itself is powerful. That is also one way of doing it. Some people, or one way is just focusing on the sound of your own breath. And those who think, no, no music at all, perfect. Item 63, or one of the item in this, which is the last of this sound and mantra, is listen to silence itself. Now you may wonder, how can I listen to silence? Once you start observing, once you start doing it, you will know that, yes, I like silence. I don't want any music. And I can get into this zone very easily. Uh, kind of listening to silence means you are merging. Silence means there is no sound. No sound means no frequency. So what does listening to silence itself means, right? So that means I am in an area where there is no sound, and I can, without getting distracted, that silence is pulling me into this meditative mode. Mind and awareness is something that is, as we were talking, that many meditative things, they impact, the of course, this your breath. Some may impact the music part because of guided part, if you like that way, but certainly mind, they will impact, right? Because you are watching thoughts. And sometimes we say, watch thoughts as cloud passing. Means don't chase, don't feel bad. So in meditation, we say a lot of things which actually are overlapping many of these. And that's why people think, oh, it's very difficult. No, pick anyone. Anyone what works for you. You can notice the gap between the two thoughts. Let as many thoughts as you get come and go. All we focus in this particular step, the gap between the two thoughts. Can you rest in this moment between the two thoughts and let the other thought come? Doesn't matter if it is fraction of second or 1 second or multiple seconds. Be the observer. Means you are observing yourself. Initially, it may not be easy, but as you start observing, it becomes easy. All you're doing is observing. You're observing your thoughts. What kind of thoughts I'm getting, what frequency, which direction they are getting bombarded, buy one, get one free offer, or I can have some moments where no thought and then thoughts come. Very common thing, people say, oh, I don't know whether I was meditating or I was sleeping. Point is, remain conscious while sleeping. That's what meditation is. You are accessing your subconscious mind without like asleep in the night. So you are half asleep, but you are still aware. You are conscious while sleeping. Sometimes you think, wow, whole duration I was awake. I was alert. You're not getting disturbed by the sound or by the movement of people or what's happening around you. Initially, it may take some time to get there, but once you're there, yes, I can meditate. I can be in the meditative state, irrespective of the noise or the sound or the disturbances around me. Can you watch yourself? You realize that, oh, okay, these type of thought, this is what is happening, without participating in those, like a movie that goes around you. You think of one thing, what gonna happen tomorrow, some meeting, some fun, some family, whatever it is, and then like a movie story, it goes on and on. So initially it's very common, but then you can watch that all those thoughts, yet you are little away. Little away means you're not participating, you're not adding on to it. In a way, you can say you are observing the observer or yourself observing. So these are different ways that the mind category works, what we call mind and awareness. Again, masters, don't think you have to do all of them. The list I will share, that's easy. Whichever works, you can say, oh yeah, this is very easy. This is what's happening in my life or in my meditation, in my sadhana. So stop feeling that I'm not doing meditation. If you have any one of those 112, you are doing it. You will get the benefit. And that's where, you know, your moment will come, that you will not give up. Thinking that, okay, what I was told is the meditation, I'm not able to do and it's not for me. All you have to do is find out of this whole big list what's naturally working for you. Whatever is naturally working for you, follow it. Emotion and devotion. Next category, devotion. Usually, yes, people are religious. People say, no, my deity, and that's it. Whatever works for you. If you have surrendered completely to the divine, perfect. If you have dissolved in deep love where you say, there is no ego, it's just deity, not me, fine. I mean, what are we trying to do in meditation? Dissolving your ego. If you have done it otherwise, then why bother? Why chase something while something is already working? Thinking that nothing is working. That's the main objective. Don't think it's a failure. What can I do? Once you realize, no, what I'm doing is working, what I'm doing is also a path, then once you have that trust, belief, faith, your sadhana, your result will be even better and better or faster. Because it is again how the information comes to us. Generally, it comes as if this is the only way, this is, my way or highway, what we call that. Okay, either you do this or you are not doing. So don't worry. Meditation is certainly a beautiful, powerful thing, but there are multiple ways. It's like you're going on a highway and there is a 4-lane highway. Doesn't matter which lane you pick. Yes, generally you will see one side will be slower, other side is a fast lane. It is said, but again, they are going in the same direction. They will take you there. Can you feel oneness? Can I have unconditional love? If yes, done. And you'll say, wow, so I don't have to meditate or I don't. Well, that is also a path. Ultimately, from meditation or other path, what are you trying to achieve? Oneness. What are you trying to achieve? True love, unconditional love to everyone, all the creation, whether it's animal kingdom, plant kingdom, even mineral kingdom. So many people I come across and they say, no, my bhakti, my chanting, my devotion, my deity, and that's I can do. Don't worry about meditation. I said, fine, you have already something. In the next category comes sensory expansion. When we were kids, we used to just stare at the sky, stars. Do we do now? Okay, North America is different. 6 months you have winter, but even through the window, you can do it. In the night, if you're just, of course, in major cities, you have a lot of, the city lights, which may disturb your view, your experience. But if you're outside, if you're camping, just look at the sky. Feel that space inside and outside as one. That is one way. I mean, how difficult could that be? But it's not a matter of just once looking and say, yeah, I feel. No, you have to get to that zone where you really don't see a difference. Kind of, merge with whatever you perceive. It's energy. Some people say, oh, this is the name of the god or deity, and this is the appearance. Well, whatever appearance, however you perceive is because ultimately it's energy. There's no shape. People have given a shape so that you can connect. But don't worry, whatever you perceive is good because it's energy. Energy has no form of shape. And this way, when with your sensory expansion, you work, you get the same place. And the last one we talked about was shock or direct methods. Sometimes you hear a session, read a book or something, some discourse or whatever, and then you say, oh, wow, this was the question I needed the answer of. Now everything is clear. So it could come just like that. There are many things where you could be in a state of shock, you could be in a state of extreme pleasure. Can we be the observer? Can we remain unaware or aware? Depends, like where you are. That's all you have to do. Can you remain aware? Can you be in the zone where you can say, yes, the conscious part? Stillness. Do I have the stillness? Can I observe myself? Sometimes the desire could be, people have about some particular food, whether it's sweet or whatever you are, obsessed with. But whenever the strong desire is appearing or, it's coming again and again, can you observe it? Can you remain grounded? Can you remain centered when there's any extreme experience? Observer means you are observing yourself. Many times people say, oh, this is how you behave, or this is your characteristic, or this is your personality, whichever way, right? Like a feedback, or people say, and most of the time people say, no, I don't do this. Or this is not how I behave, because we are not aware of ourselves. So now if you can observe yourself from a distance, so Gaurav is observing Gaurav. I'm not worried about who's doing what. I'm only observing, okay, this is how I take decision. This is how I behave. This is how I react. This is how I, switch things or work around, or this is how I feel, sensation or oneness or whatever. The more I understand myself, the more I'm familiar with myself, the more I'm connecting with my inner self. Only then it becomes easy for me to say, this works for me. This is my frequency. This I can do. So I'm not copy pasting anyone. So masters, the list part is easy. That will be shared. Just consider these different elements, the factors, look at the list, see if even one you can take and say, yes, this one I'm doing, I have been doing, I'm comfortable with it, it works, it matches my thinking, my belief system, my thought process. That's good enough. As you pick more item, again, like we said, even if you do Anapanasati, it will have more than one item checkbox. As you do more and more, yes, it is connected to this point, this point, this point. Okay, it's even better. But even if you have one, you don't have to feel bad. Continue doing what matches with your frequency, because that's what gonna help you the most. Don't copy paste. Don't feel bad about, oh, they said only this if you do, then it's good for you. No, even one, good enough. Ultimately, aim is to improve your consciousness. So, masters, that was our topic for today. If you have any experience around it, if you have done it, you have felt it, or if you have any question, please feel free to uh, unmute yourself. Yes, Prafulji.
This is a good, very good topic, Gaurav. Awakening topic. It gives everybody like there is something which you can do, something we are doing or other, and we can be better at that. So, with that, I know you already said that you're gonna share the list.
Mhm.
I'll go through that, but are we planning to take more session around this? Like for example, especially let's assume whatever one category, one of these, and all of that. How do we do better? Let's assume I like chanting. For example, I like chanting and it works for me. But
Mhm.
how do I do it better so that I get closer to my, you know, soul plan or goal? So it's more, getting into deep into because some few, maybe most of us might be doing many of these but not doing it with awareness with uh surrender or whatever we call it, right? Different ways so that we can get better it and get more benefit out of it, or we get more closer to ourselves, right? Something like that. I'm just thinking about it. That's why I'm bringing it out, because I believe that we are doing so many things, but if we get aware, we if we are aware to what we are doing, we'll get more closer. Then every act of us will become one of these 112 and lift up us upwards, right? That's the way I'm thinking after hearing you all this. Maybe I have to practice more, but first immediate reaction was this from my side.
So beautiful, Prafulji, and that was exactly my aim of today's session. That I have seen so many people, going from one technique or one tool to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. They know 50 tools, but they don't truly follow on daily basis even one. What a pity, right? That's what the first kind of a feeling comes. So that's the intention, that yes, if you have one, be happy, feel proud of yourself, follow, do this more and more, and then expand, rather than having a feeling that, oh my god, I'm not doing anything, I'm not good, and all those negativity. So as you said, that brings a point where I can say that's the plan for the next session. So
Awesome. Thank you.
yeah, but don't go. There is a condition. It doesn't come free. It
Yeah.
doesn't come free. So why I didn't say first, because I wanted to see if there is interest, if people connect to that. If at least couple of you, right? If even two, three of you can give a feedback in the group that yes, you are ready. I don't want you to give the details. I just want, yes, you have looked at the list, you do want. Then next week will be interactive session, not like just me talking, but we will take your example, whatever you can share, and we can, as per the list, as per the theory, then we will go back and forth to clarify you, which will also clarify others, but with real examples, if that is okay with you and others.
Oh, definitely. I'm up for it.
Super. So that would make really more interesting and more, useful, rather than just something comes and goes. It will, at least, even if it helps one person, worth it. Super. Yes, Damodarji.
Good morning, Gauravji. So it's really covered so different kinds of energies how we are getting. So thank you so much. So actually, I got the different energies we have been getting. So one is the energy from breath, the energy from the biosystem, energy from the mind. So is all together you can say the conscious energy is that another energy. So I am looking for what is conscious energy. So you may be planning in the next session, but I am curious. So just can you give outlines about the conscious energy so that if any other masters also don't know, so I'm absolutely don't know. So what is conscious energy?
Okay, so great question, Damodarji. So consciousness, when we say very commonly, meditation, why? Oh, improve your consciousness or work on your consciousness, right? People say the soul is going towards mukti, towards liberation, towards, as a journey, you are moving, progressing. So the more you improve your consciousness, the more progress it reflects. So the question comes, what is consciousness? So consciousness is nothing but, you can say, your energy. So imagine you have a business. Suppose you have a product that you sell. That product you can sell to Costco, to Walmart, to XYZ, 10 different customers. One may buy 10 units, one may buy 100, one may buy whatever, right? They will pay, it will come to your account. So you are getting different amount from different customers as a value of your product that you sold. To the bank, it doesn't matter who's paying you. The bank says your account was at the beginning of the month, say 100, now it is 1,000, now it is 10,000, or whatever. Your amount is increasing. So consider that as energy. Energy you are receiving and your account increasing. Now, you are also spending money for your business. You buy material, you buy or spend on some sales and marketing and all those kind of things. So your account will go down because you are spending money also. Not everything is your profit. So now the bank will say, wait a minute, it was 10,000, now it is 9,000, now it is 5,000. You get another payment from your customer, it can go back to 10, 15. It goes up and down. Same is our energy. Every day, if you are doing sadhana, meditation, pranayam, chanting, whatever, you are gaining energy. So your energy goes up, 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 up. But throughout the day, we spend energy. It goes down, 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 down. Depending on how you are tuning yourself, that yes, now I'm more calmer person. Now I don't get disturbed just by anything and everything. So now you're wasting less energy because now you know how to shrug off, how to reflect those negativity. You're not taking all the negativity on you. So your score of energy is going up, 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 and up. If I do no meditation, no sadhana, no nothing, I'm only spending, my energy will be bouncing but reducing as my age, as my physical activity, and a lot of other factors. So consider this as a plus minus and total energy left as your consciousness. So when we work, when we understand, okay, what is forgiveness? What is oneness? What does it mean not to interfere in other business? Means non-interference, right? What it means like to be in grateful, gratitude, positive thinking, all those topics we think about. Then we say, okay, I understand. And then once you understand, you follow. So when I follow oneness, it's like payment coming in my bank. Why? It's a positive, high, you can say what we call high frequency or elevated emotion. It will bring you positive energy. I stop interfering in others' business, others' life. Doesn't matter my family members, colleagues, or whosoever. Now, rather than negative, I'm getting positive energy. So my energy level going up. That means my consciousness improving in simple terms. So consciousness is nothing but every entity has a natural frequency. Our body seems like a solid. Oh, I have a bone, I have muscle, I have this, that. But actually, it is nothing but pure energy. Why? The smallest unit, which is cell or metals or anything you say, the smallest unit we say atom, is actually 99.9999% empty. What is empty? Energy. It's not vacuum, it's energy. So when collectively we see trillions of cells, it seems solid. right? My hand, my muscle, my face, I can feel. How can it be just energy? But we also know, based on quantum physics, that in 1 second, 7.8 times, these electrons, what we call matter, fluctuates between energy and matter. So in 1 second, it can fluctuate 7.8 times. So by the experiment, they have proven that when we look at something, it comes into matter form. The moment you look away, it goes back to energy form. So this is energy, what we are referring, that everything is energy. And my level of energy is my level of consciousness, in simple terms.
So basically, can we understand more of mind related energy so that whatever we think, it is going to form as matter, the thoughts? So is it that kind of energy? Because it's body energy is, I think it's less power and compared to the mind energy. So can I think, is it the the conscious energy is more of the mind energy to form the matter?
So one thing you rightly said, mind energy more powerful than matter, right? So if we forget the matter, our physical body,
Right.
and only take it as energy, now I'm more powerful. Means my understanding is more powerful, that yes, I'm taking everything as energy. I'm working on my energy. How can I work? I can do meditation, I can do pranayam, I can do yoga, whatever way, chanting 112 ways. If I do any of this, I'm improving my energy. That means I'm improving my consciousness. So I forget about my physical body. My knee hurts. I cannot walk. It's a physical body problem. Why? Again, there are a lot of things, but very simple term, there is energy blockage. That's why it has come down to the physical illness, physical condition, or whatever that may be. If I work on energy, I can fix it much better, much sooner than if I'm only considering it as physical ailment. My energy is impacted by my thoughts. The most important impact is coming from thoughts. Then come lifestyle. And it's not me talking or me saying this. Ayurveda has already explained, our masters have explained this 5,000 years ago. And hence, when we say energy, we say thoughts are the most impactful, most critical when it comes to energy. And hence, this meditation has so much power because it works on your thoughts.
Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And it is a very good question and interesting. So if you are coming on Sunday session, we will see somehow we will attach this question so that I think it will help many people.
Okay, sure.
Gaurav,
Thank you.
you mentioned that you'll be sending us a list, right?
Yes.
Because my personal experience is I don't know many techniques. Maybe I can count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it has worked. But as I mentioned that, there is a lot of distraction. Maybe there is some other technique which might help me bring back.
Absolutely, Manav. And again, this is as per the text. These are the 112 ways. Lord Shiva explained Lord Parvati, right? This is the background. This is what it is. That means any of the path is a path of meditation, path of working on your consciousness. And that's all what we are trying to do. So that's why I did not put the list during the session, because then otherwise, naturally, when I would have done the same,
Yeah.
you try to
Distraction.
read rather than
Distraction.
understand
Yeah.
the concept. Once you understand, reading it at your own time will be much better.
It was new. I never knew that so many. When I saw that and I says it's 1 to 24, what it means. There are 24 types, 112 types in total. That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's why it is now not just okay, one meditation only this way, or X or Y. You can pick and choose. One thing I would certainly say, don't mix match too much. Whatever is working good, but go step by step rather than mixing 10 together and thinking that if I do 10, it become 10x. And this is to everyone, not just to your point, Manav. For everyone, I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
I mentioned it in the group also when I'm posting the list that don't think by mixing 5 you will have 5 times the power. First go one by one, let naturally other items get attached to it.
If one works for me, I don't have to even look at the others. Sometimes what happens is it's kind of, you see something and you say that I never knew, maybe this is the one which is for me.
Precisely.
Yeah, yeah,
All you need is one.
yeah,
If you have more, fine, but you're not losing anything. One is enough.
yeah.
So why get into that doubt, negativity, any kind of low level frequency that I lack? Because all of this will take you to the feeling of lack one way or the other, which is negative.
Yeah.
On the flip side, when you say, oh, one is enough, yes, I'm doing this, I'm very comfortable with this, done. All of a sudden, whatever the lack was turns into feeling of abundance.
Yep. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, it's 10:05. So, Masters, I know we exceeded, but great discussion and sharing. So, appreciate. So, thanks everyone. We will certainly meet Tuesday and Thursday session. Next Sunday, we will continue with the part 2 of this topic, this discussion, and hope to see you next Sunday in person. Full moon meditation, which is a mini workshop kind of thing, 6 hours. So looking forward to it. Chaliye, namaskar.
Gaurav, one question is there. The session that you're having on Sunday, I don't think, for me, sitting for 1 hour, 2 sessions is difficult. So can we skip, do only one and